But I am no celebrity. People mistake me for a celebrity. I break people's faces for money and bounce. That's what I do.
But I'm just saying, where do you find that motivation now? If you have forever money, why do you keep doing this?
Because I love it. It's for the love, Ariel. I absolutely love the game.
McGregor is the most watched fighter in history in terms of pay-per-view draw.
But there's no business like the fight business.
Your parents didn't want you to get into this game.
There was no game. It wasn't I was getting into a game. There was no game. I made this game. I built it up.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants. The king is back.
Hi guys, welcome to Top News Age. Hit subscribe and press the bell icon to get notifications from Top News Age. Today we're going to look at
all the fights of Conor McGregor.
Let's get started.
Conor McGregor versus Gary Morris 1-0. Conor faces Gary Morris on his professional MMA debut. McGregor started the fight ultra aggressive and earned a knockdown with a powerful strike before raining down some serious punches. Morris barely survived the opening round. In the second round, the future superstar picks up a TKO on the ground in just 8 seconds into the second round. Conor McGregor versus Mo Taylor 2-0. Conor attacks Taylor's face with some punches and kicks as well and creates pressure on his opponent. Taylor has no choice other than to defend himself, but some strong punches of McGregor make him down. And then the Irishman uses ground and pound to knock out Mo Taylor and win that fight in the first round. Conor McGregor versus Artem Sitnikov 2-1. McGregor entered the fight with a record of 2 wins and 0 losses. Artem Sitnikov pulled guard and ate a few hammer fits from McGregor. Sitnikov stayed disciplined and quickly found success with the submission of the knee bar and made Conor tap out and brought this fight to an end. Conor McGregor versus Stephen Bailey 3-1. After suffering his first defeat in just his third professional fight, it seemed as though his dream of making it to the UFC was already in tatters. But he bounced back in his fourth fight and clinched the victory against Stephen Bailey. Conor McGregor versus Conor Dillon 4-1. McGregor's start was very aggressive, but Dillon also tried to put his opponent down with his swinging punches. Unfortunately, he failed and Conor picked up a TKO on the ground at the last minute of the first round. Conor McGregor versus Joe Duffy 4-2. Both fighters were really aggressive, but Joe put McGregor down and won that match by submission. This was the second loss for McGregor for his whole career. Conor McGregor versus Hugh Brady 5-2. At the start of the game, Brady tries to put pressure on McGregor in the first round. He was swinging punches at McGregor while McGregor was also in search of one chance to put him down. And he got that. He punches Brady to his neck and face and follows some heavy shots on the ground until the referee stops him. Conor McGregor versus Mike Wood 6-2. McGregor put pressure on his opponent at the start of the match and swung punches, and finished the match in just 16 seconds of the first round. Conor McGregor versus Paddy Doherty 7-2. This match is one of the shortest matches in the whole career of Conor McGregor, because in that match, he knocked out his opponent Paddy Doherty in just 4 seconds in the very first round. Conor McGregor versus Artur Sowinski 8-2. This was the second game in his whole career which ended in the second round. Before that, he finished all his fights in the first round, except his debut match. In the first round, Artur tried to put down McGregor and also used some kicks, but he would not get what he wanted. McGregor easily put him down in the second round and swung punches to knock him in 1 minute and 12 seconds. Conor McGregor versus Aaron Jansen 9-2. Aaron wanted to create pressure on McGregor at the start of the match, but with some good moves, McGregor made momentum and swung punches at his opponent. He used a ground and pound game to knock out his opponent in the very first round of the game. Conor McGregor versus Steve O'Keefe 10-2. In CWFC 45, McGregor faced Steve O'Keefe. He easily finished the match with a victory in the first round and knocked out his opponent in just 1 minute and 33 seconds. Conor McGregor vs Dave Hill 11-2. It was a dominant first round for the match for McGregor, while in the second, he forced Hill to tap to a rear naked choke with 50 seconds remaining. This was the first submission of McGregor's career. Conor McGregor vs Ivan Buchinger 12-2. This was the last fight of Conor McGregor in CWFC, and in this match, he knocks out his opponent in the last minute of the first round and made his last match memorable with this victory. Conor McGregor vs Marcus Brimage 13-2. This is where it all began for all those UFC fans who were unfamiliar with the debut of McGregor. He faced Marcus Brimage in his debut. Brimage also wants to prove a point that the hype between these two fighters is nothing more than hype. Brimage comes straight at McGregor, but there is no touch of gloves. He starts swinging punches at McGregor, but he breaks up the momentum with a hard uppercut. He shows his real hand speed with a blasted pair of uppercuts to his opponent, followed by some heavy shots on the ground until the referee intervenes. Conor McGregor vs Max Holloway 14-2. In his second fight in UFC, he picked his opponent with all kinds of strikes. He used his length and kept the Hawaiian at bay whilst landing everything from an uppercut to wheel kicks. He also took Max down in the second round and showed the same pattern in the third round. He used a ground and pound game to outwork Blessed and pick up a unanimous decision. Conor McGregor vs Diego Brandao 15-2. This was the third appearance by Conor McGregor in UFC at UFC Fight Night. This fight took place in Conor's hometown of Dublin. McGregor knocked out Brandao in the first round of the fight. He also got a Performance of the Night bonus for his spectacular performance. Conor McGregor vs Dustin Poirier 16-2. Conor McGregor was only 1 year and 3 fights old in the UFC when he faced Dustin Poirier for the first time. Back then, he was slightly a different person. Both fighters came into the bout with a 3-streak win. At the start of the match, both were exchanging kicks and punches, but at the end, Conor walked the talk by finishing Poirier in the first round. Conor McGregor vs Dennis Siver 17-2. In the first round of the match, McGregor attempted a spinning wheel kick that went way over Dennis's head. He was already switching stances in the middle of the cage and then hit a spinning back kick to Siver. McGregor landed a left head kick in the second round, then a left cross to Siver, while Siver's face was badly blooded. Another clean left hand by McGregor puts Siver on his back, and the Irishman casually sits into a full mount, punching and elbowing away until the referee rescues Siver. McGregor vs Chad Mendes 18-2. At the very first bell sound, McGregor ran towards Chad Mendes, establishing his aggression. Mendes caught an incoming kick and took McGregor down, but he wasn't able to put the Irishman there for too long. While in the second round, Conor came out with clear aggression, walking forward and putting pressure on Chad Mendes. McGregor dropped Mendes with less than 10 seconds left in the round. He followed up heavy shots to Chad Mendes until the referee stepped in and made Irishman the new UFC interim featherweight champion. Conor McGregor vs Jose Aldo 19-2. At UFC 194, McGregor famously knocked out Jose Aldo in just 13 seconds to undisputed UFC gold and became the featherweight champion. That match made him a global phenomenon and capped an incredible rise to the top of the mixed martial arts sport. Conor McGregor vs Nate Diaz 19-3. Before his fight, Conor was riding a 15-fight win streak. Nate Diaz shocked the world on March 5, 2016. He was unbeaten in UFC. In the first round, McGregor came out gunning for a finish, throwing big hands at Nate. He hit some good shots to Diaz in the first round but became visibly fatigued. In the second round, Diaz managed to get top mount over McGregor. Conor eventually rolled over and gave his back that all Diaz needed. He sunk in a rear naked choke and forced the Irishman to tap and won that match by submission. Conor McGregor vs Nate Diaz 23. The rematch between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz is considered one of the greatest MMA fights of all time. However, this legendary fight has been a hot topic of debate and discussion in the MMA community. Conor McGregor won that match by the umpire decision after 5 rounds. Some people believe that Nate Diaz was robbed of his second win over McGregor. Others feel that Conor McGregor was rightfully awarded the majority decision win. What is your opinion? Tell us in the comment section. Conor McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez 21-3. In that match, Conor McGregor faces lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez. This happens to be the second time in UFC history that champions in different divisions fought for the same title. Conor knocked out Eddie in the second round to win the lightweight championship. Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov 21-4. This fight was between undefeated Khabib and lightweight champion Conor McGregor, which was one of the most memorable and historical events in sporting history. It saw an undefeated 26-0 Khabib facing Conor McGregor, who was the first fighter to win titles simultaneously in two divisions. Khabib won that match by submission and continued his undefeated winning streak by 27-0. Top News's audience, you can also watch our video on Khabib's streak. The link is in the description. Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone 22-4. McGregor explodes from his corner at the bell and uncoils a massive left hand that misses the target. But McGregor wastes no time and hammers Cerrone with a couple of shoulder strikes out of the clinch. Cerrone is already bleeding from his nose, which is perhaps broken. McGregor drops him with a kick on his head and opens up with the ground and pounds. McGregor won that match in mere 40 seconds to punctuate his return with style. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 22-5. Dustin Poirier stopped McGregor with a spell of punches midway, avenging his loss to the Irish superstar with a knockout success at UFC 257. Poirier caught him with a sequence of shots to his head before buckling his knee with the left hand. After that, Poirier sent McGregor to canvas with a short right hand and finished it swiftly. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 22-6. It fitted that the third installment of the rivalry between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor ended by the way of a first-round finish. Unfortunately for McGregor, this battle against Dustin came to an unceremonious end. Ankle injury ended McGregor's night and resulted in a doctor stoppage after the first round. Do tell us which fight is your favorite and why.
Hope you enjoyed our video. Please like, comment, and share it. See you all in the next one. Thank you. Bye.